Good morning and welcome to your Monday morning devotionals. There must be a theme with being outside with the birds. Continuing with the theme about not worrying and being grateful for just a little than striving for a lot, and finding peace and quiet in your life and peace within your family and friends, relationship more important. I've come to another passage of scriptures where Jesus was teaching about prayer. A few weeks ago, Nigel was talking about going beyond the Our Father who art in heaven prayer, which is the skeleton, if you will, of prayer that Jesus taught. But Jesus said in Luke 11, suppose one of you has a friend or a neighbor who comes to your house at midnight and knocks on the door, saying, I have friends from afar who've just passed in. I have no food. Can I borrow 3 loaves of bread? And the neighbor will say, go away. It's the middle of the night. I'm all tucked up with my family. We're asleep. Don't bother me. And then it says in here that because of persistent knocking, not because you're a friend, but because you are persistent in knocking and asking for that provision because you needed that provision, it says that wouldn't your friend finally not get up and just give you whatever you ask? How much more our Father in heaven does the same. It says, so I say, in verse 9, it says, so I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds. And to him who knocks the door will be opened. I find it very interesting that in one of the translations it says, just speak plainly. This isn't a cat and mouse game. It isn't about just making a bargain with God. Sometimes, I don't know if you've seen it, but someone's on an airplane, it might be on a film or in a movie, or you may have seen this yourself, and there's turbulence on the plane, and the next thing you know, you see somebody praying, God, if you just get me out of this situation I'm in, I'll promise you I'll go to church, or I'll go to mass, or I'll do something on Sunday. And then they find out that the issue's gone, and they said, yeah, so about that thing, God isn't into bargaining. And God is not going to hold you to ransom of whether or not you fulfill your end of the bargain. We already know that. That's why Jesus came. That's why he died, because we can't keep up our end of the bargain that well. But what it's saying here is speak plainly to God. Be persistent. Sometimes our prayers, we just have to continue to knock and continue to seek, so that we will find that answer, that thing that we're looking for. God looks for consistency in our life. He wants to know that we're genuine, we're real about these things that we desire. So when it says, give us this day our daily bread, give us that which we need to sustain our life today. It may not be the same as yesterday. It may not be the same as tomorrow. But for today, God, I stand and I knock, asking for help. I'll never forget one of my first trips in the Philippines. We went to this house, and they had these huge bottles of Coke, glass bottles of Coke, and they were really, really cold. And this little family, they were so happy to be able to serve this Coke to me and the group that I was with as we were ministering. And later I found out that they went to all of their neighbors in their little area, in their village, to be able to provide this big old bottle of Coke to myself and the friends that were ministering with me. It really blew me away that though they had nothing, the neighbors heard about my coming. And like this story, they went and gathered as much money as they could so they can go and buy this one bottle of Coke to bless us. And let me tell you, when it's hot in the Philippines, a good glass of Coke, Coca-Cola, really does the trick. Their persistence blessed us. And your persistence before God, when you ask him plainly. When you seek him plainly. It's not a cat and mouse game with God. It's not a, if I do this, will you do that? Take God at his word. He will provide your need. Seek, knock, ask. God bless.